Nashkaram, zombies, animals, robots, vampires, light workers, whatever. Let me give you a very important, very simple concept today. Very important. And this is the ultimate thing in life. Realization. Now, what do you understand by the word realization? Is the process of making it real. Right? Now, what do you mean by making it real? See, that's the difference. And I will explain it to you in a very simple manner. Have you ever seen post on social media like, oh, then I truly understand the meaning of these lyrics. Oh, then I truly understand what it was like to be a mother. Oh, then I truly understand what it likes to be a particular job. Like, you truly understand what being a politician looks like. Now I truly understand. That is the key. What changed? The same lyrics have now changed their meaning. You understand? This is my test also. My test, can I maintain the consciousness between the two worlds? It's hard. Realization. The process of making it real. Actualization or realization. Siddh karna in Hindi. Siddh karna means what? Now look at it from a different perspective. What does it mean in science to prove something? It means that you verify it from different viewpoints and the result is same. You understand? Okay, so now assume there are assume assume there are 1,000 people. Okay. So according to science, something is verified or realized. Realized means what? That Newton's third law exists. It has become real now. Yes? Like something like gravity exists. It is real. You understand? This will be slightly complicated because, but if you try, you will get it. So by using consensus, so this is the core of spirituality, that we are a shared existence. Do you understand? Like something is called a tree because we all have decided to call it a tree. You understand? Something is called by something, some identity, like Indian. Hello, sir. Hello, Vishal ji. Maintain the consciousness. Okay. So today we are talking about realization और सिद्ध करना. किसी भी चीज को सिद्ध करने का मतलब क्या है? सिद्ध करना मतलब प्रूव करना. लुक तो अभी थोड़ा साधना करें ना, थोड़ा डार्कनेस चाहिए. लाइट वाइट अच्छी नहीं लगती फिर. So what did it mean to prove something, सिद्ध करना or realize something? So what we have learned so far is this sentence. Then I truly understand the meaning of these lyrics. You must have in this your life, right? The instances like this. Or then I truly understand what it looks like or what it feels like to live in mountains. Then I truly understand what is the life of a celebrity. You are proving that. You are realizing it. You are making it real. Basically, you are connecting those symbols with what they are pointing at inside of you. Lyrics are just symbols, no? They want to extract something out of you. Which part of you have they touched and how they have touched it? That is the key. This concept ties up everything. So let's say I say that I am a god. Okay. Let's take a big example so that we understand. But others don't say it. You understand? So basically our stories are not same in a sense. The identity which I want to be on myself is not accepted by others. So my story is isolated. So in the sense of samsara, my story is not realized. I want to make it real. Want to make it real means have it physically manifest. But it is not manifesting. Because others don't share the same common story. Like in a court of law, how do you prove anything? Okay? How do you prove anything? Siddh karna. How do they prove this person did it or not? They are proving it, right? So what kind of thought systems are they using? They are using the same thought concept only. While there is a witness, has anybody else shared the same story or same truth as this person? So they can verify that this was really happened or this was actually realized physically. So that is the first way. So they trust other human. But then they trust nature also. So like if this has happened, then in nature also certain pathways should have been formed. And in that way you can make it real or unreal. Real or unreal means either the person is lying and saying that basically it exists in their mental realm, but it has not happened in the physical realm. In the mental realm, they are trying to project themselves on you. And in physical realm, it has happened or not. So there are physical clues, right, that you can trace. That if in physical this happens because you have observed it, they are saying somebody walked, so there must be footsteps. They are saying this happened, then there must be this kind of trace will be there, like that, right? Cause and effect. When I is the cause and effect. But the main part is, has it happened in the physical? It's like the difference between saying someone that I will kill you and really killing them. So, I will kill you means you have manifested it in the mental realm, but it has not manifested in the physical. So, any court of law generally don't punish the thought most of the times. They punish the physical manifestation of this thought. Because we have accepted the physical as the reality for now. Yeah, that this is the shared reality. This is where we will play our game. All of our consciousness, we have accepted this shared reality. And the reality exists only if it is shared. Otherwise, the reality will break. Means that I feel the reality in some way which you guys are not able to feel. So then the structure itself will break. Because it's not that I am not experiencing it, I am experiencing it. But it's like completely isolated because there is no one else to verify me. There is no one else to siddh me. That yes, this guy is there, this guy is like that. So I am saying something about myself, but there is no one else who is actually, how do I say? The same thing only, like who makes me real? I am making I myself real, that is fine. But in this world, if I existed or not, that's why people are written, no? People are written about. Like so many people get born and die every day. But do you know their life story? But you know Shivaji's life story, you know Bhagat Singh's life story. Because those people, their stories were verified. Like just this guy is like that. I attest to it. So the more people verify to it, the more it is realized. Means the more it is brought in the physical plane. This one is a very, very important video, like for everyone, because this is the glue that binds everything in the world. Like to realize any deity, you need to prove it. To realize any mantra, you need to prove it. Just like you prove the lyrics, like, oh, I feel the heartbreak, this is shown in this movie. How do you realize that? You realize it by thinking like what the symbols are showing in the TV or what the signals are being sent, they are exactly matching what you have experienced. That is what you are realizing. And what I am saying? Realization. It's like we all live in our small bubble. Okay. In my private life, what I do in my room is like a Schrodinger cat experiment only, in a sense. He did it in a different way, but this is a very simple way. What I do in my room, how would you know it is real or it is not real? How do you know it is truth or it is a lie? You cannot know unless that story is shared by someone. And it's a mutual realization or mutual verification. Like this happened. So a celebrity is only a celebrity because a lot of people are saying that that person is a celebrity. That's it. That's it. Internally, they have realized it. They have made it real. Okay. So we'll go the same topic. It's a very, very important. This is the last one. Basically, this is my test. Can I talk about it and maintain my consciousness? Uh, can I realize it in every place? Can I make everything real? Oh my god. Okay. So when you want to realize Shiva, means what? That you want to experience what Shiva experienced. And how do you experience what Shiva experienced? You try to mimic his physical clues. You go for, okay, this is how he dressed. This is what he put on himself. This is what he eat. So, does by mimicking, you are trying to simulate this same experience. You are trying to make it real in your life. That what Shiva felt was real. You are proving it. You are verifying it by doing the same thing and seeing that is the result the same. So by the way that we say someone realized Krishna, someone realized Ram, it's the same thing. You are attesting to their life story by saying that yes, staying like that, whatever he said happens. You understand? Somebody told you something. It's like if you put this button on, then this machine will work. And but how do you know? How do you know what the person said will happen or not? So you verify it. You attest to it. You try it and you say, yes, this person said if I press this button, this will happen. This has happened. You verify it. That's the procedure of the science. They are trying to simulate kind of the same consciousness pattern only. But they are doing it in a very artificial physical manner. Which cannot be exhaustive. And if it is not exhaustive, it cannot be truth. This is a very simple but very, like, you all understand that you all have individual lives. You all live under your identities. So how do you prove really that Shiva existed? You prove it by becoming him. You say that whatever is knowledge, you make it realize. Make it realize means that he said that there are 7 chakras, and you realize inside yourself, like, yes, there are 7 chakras. Like that. You prove it. You siddh karna, jiska bolte hain. Similar way, you can prove anything actually. Names are basically proofs. Like Krishna has names. Makhan Chor, Murlidhar. Russia. All of these are the personalities he has proved. You understand? And based on that personality, he has proved one aspect of the consciousness. Like this actually exists. So in a sense, we are all living in a, and this happens in a very deep level. Okay, like this universe is a mutual consensus. It's a mutual consensus between a thief and a police because they both depend on each other's existence. What is the need of the police if there are no thieves? Other than your own willpower, there is nothing that stops from any reality to actually get realized or manifested. The manifestation is another word of realization only, the realization into the physical realm. What else? How else can we explain it? So basically, you can prove non-living things also. You can prove like animals also. Prove means what? Prove means that you are realizing that way of consciousness. So you name them. By naming them, now you have created a set of ego around them. Then you keep on working like that. So you are elevating their consciousness. Like a tree also. So it's like to prove the entire world, basically you have to be able to name everything in this world. And everything in this world as a separate living entity which has consciousness. So you don't just say trees, you say just like human. We don't say humans, no? We take the name. This guy did it. This happened. These were the people. So it has become, the consciousness becomes more and more specialized. You can realize the samurai used to realize their swords. So they will name them, then they will have a bond with the soul. There will be soul in the sword. It's the same kind of method that people use for yantras and pran pratishtha. Pran pratishtha. Pratishtha. See, it's a mutual consensus only because it is conscious. If the mutual consensus won't be required if there was no consciousness, if the world was purely a physical manifestation of cause and effect, if it was just energy interacting with itself and appearing in this form, then there will be no, you understand? Then there is no free will in that state. The free will exists only because of the mutual consciousness. It's because we share consciousness. Like we as a human species share the way we see the world. The way we see colors, not all the species see colors in the same way. So our consciousness is shared in some way. You understand? And then you go deeper and deeper into the same way, and then you realize again the word realize, make it real. Like it, you prove it. Like it actually happens. If Buddha has taught you a method, then you follow that method and then you say, yes, it works. It worked for me. So you have proved his method. And by proving his method, you yourself are also been realized. And so let's take it from another level now, okay? Now, what is love? Okay. Now I will connect all the dots. This mutual consensus that I am telling, mutual consensus between the consciousness for this world to exist. In quantum physics, they call it like the quantum world chooses one state of existence or all the infinite possible states. So it's like that only. Like it solidifies. The energy solidifies into one particular form because of a... Now they don't answer why it solidifies into that one particular form. And to explain that, they need to include consciousness into it. Because unless you include the subjective experience of the world, you cannot just objectively identify it. Love. Oh my God. This mutual consensus is love. It's like I go to someone with my character, okay? My character means like my personality, like whatever I have, like the body I am wearing and the thoughts I have, and that person accepts my character and I accept that person's character. You're like, okay, this is my story. The person says, this is my story and this is your story. I accept your story completely and you accept my story completely. It means what? It means that you have proved each other. You have verified each other's story. Amazing, no? This is a similar relation between God and devotee, Bhakt or Bhagwan. Like the Bhakt proves God and the God proves the Bhakt. It's like a mutual consensus, but done in a like completely non-conflictive way. That's why it's called unconditional. Unconditional means like you just accept the other person. It's like because the other person also accepts you. It's like, so that is like rising above morality, rising above a lot of things in even the entire existence. To just be yourself and somebody just says that you are perfect. You understand? You are perfect you. Like that. So when you verify each other and you realize each other, that is love. So that will be the that will be another way of spiritual attainment. Because What do you mean by when you will make each other's story completely true or real? First, you need to be able to put your story, your true story in front of them. Means that you don't have fear. You trust. You have trust in that person. So you don't have fear. That's the only way you will be able to completely be honest, naked to the soul. You understand? It's not just the nakedness of the clothes or like the nakedness of the thoughts. It's like nakedness of the soul. You just keep yourself out there on the bed. You're like, okay, this is me. And the other person does the same. So you have to be ability to accept other person also. So these two things needs to be there. So one consciousness proves all other consciousness. Fuck, it's like a perfect relative absolute system. It's not like completely absolute, but it's not completely relative also. That's what happens in the reality. Like that's the science is. That's what legal system is. How do you verify certain fact? How do you say that this guy did the bribery? How do they? There's a procedure they have created. What is the basic philosophical idea of that procedure? That this is the idea, same idea. And if you understand this on all levels, psychological level, philosophical level, in the physical world, then you will really understand what lying means. Lying means that either the lying means a discontinuation between the two realities, the physical reality and the mental reality. So you are lying means what? That you are saying this happened in the physical reality, but that actually never happened in the physical reality. So you are trying to create a different mental world projection which is different from the physical actuality. That is lying. So the more a civilization lies, the more it will be trapped in cocoons. Because now they have lost the link between the mind and the physical. The less they will be able to realize, in a sense. They won't be able to understand what the actual truth of this world is if you lie, because then you are putting something fictional out there which is not real. So that fictional will distort the physical, or it will put a surface over the physical that you won't be able to identify it. You understand? It's like the person is saying, like atom bomb was put there. Okay. But you go there and you see all the clues, analyze everything, and then you realize that this statement is not matching in the physical. But somehow, even without matching in the physical, it is still held true. You get it? Like in the mental realm, it is they are saying it happened, but you never find anything physical to correspond with it. So it's like discontinuation between the two realities will happen. And that's what we say that yoga is. Yoga is the unification of the consciousness. That the consciousness ties in one story, one smooth story, which answers every question. That is what yoga is. Like, how do you realize what Radha feels? So you have to go and be Radha in a sense. Be Radha means what? Like, to love someone so unconditionally. It's like the purity of the love. And that is the one method which is kind of almost lost these days. Like Ras Leela was kind of like a yantra in a sense to enlighten people. Is to make people be in that moment and to make them realize their own divinity. But in our times, it's like because so much tharak, everything is lost. Basically, it's a state in which you realize that you are a physical body. It's not that you are not a physical body, you are a physical body. But then you are a mental body also. Then you are a causal body also. And realizing it at the same time. Like people think orgasm is the biggest thing. Like getting enlightened together is the biggest thing. That is the. It's like a devotion between the two entities. The trust between the two entities is so much that you completely let go of yourself. You put yourself in their hands. You're like, okay, you do whatever you want with my story. That kind of devotion. Now, that kind of devotion can come in the relationship with God also. That you completely get devoted, okay, you do whatever you want. I am all yours. And similar thing, if you are able to do, let's say with a friend, then it will be a different kind of bond and it will make you realize the truth in a different manner. If you same you do in a like a male-female relationship, then it will be different. Then it will be like Ras Leela. So it will be like you don't have to protect yourself because I'm not going to harm you. I care the more about you than you care about yourself. You understand? When you feel that kind of feeling. And that kind of feeling you can feel in a lot of different ways. So this is called bhav. Or bhakti comes from the bhav only. So this is why Krishna says, no? The Radha to uski puja hai. Because he has realized God in her. And she has realized God in him. It's like a... These kind of things don't happen like every day, you know. Like Ram Sita. So Sita is also enlightened and Ram is also enlightened. But they have realized God in each other. Which is like next level. It's like, because then you can constantly, you don't need anybody else to verify you. You understand? You have that person that 100% verifies your story all the time. It's like you don't have to prove anything to anyone. Even to that person. You just be. So this state, generally people, but it can be reached in a lot of different relationships. Like Gauri Shankar is that only. Shiva Shakti. Without Shakti there is no Shiv. And without Shiv there is no Shakti. It's like a intertwined dance between the consciousness and the energy. Unconscious energy is like just a physical game without any meaning. You understand? It's like things are happening. There's no meaning. But you are able to feel the meaning because of the consciousness. So the movement of the energy is creating this weird world because there is a meaning, because there is someone to be conscious of it, because Shiva is there. But it's like it's very mutual existence. You cannot define one and other separately. That's why I'm saying, no, this world is a mutual consensus. A mutual consensus between Shakti and Shiv at first level, and then we go down, 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 down in the ladder of consciousness, and then we realize that. See, if any title, how do you verify someone title? How do you verify that Gandhiji was Bapu? Who gave him the title of Mahatma? Like, how do you verify that he is Mahatma or not? How do you verify that someone who is saying Dr. Anil Gupta is a doctor or not? You understand? This is a mutual consensus. It's a mutual consensus built on other people have accepted it to be like that. Like if you ask for a doctor, then he can provide a certificate. And that certificate is a mutual consensus that if this person produces this paper, then I have to agree with him. Then I have to say that yes, you are a doctor. This is the proof of being a doctor. And that proof lies in other people attesting to it. If there is no one to attest to it, there is no proof. Then you live in your own simple world, your own little world. So we are living in our small world, but we are witness of each other's story also, in a sense. Like I witness your story from the outside. So I don't experience it fully. But there are some parts in which we can both realize each other. So you say, see, we went on that trip and this happened. So I will say, yes, 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 we went on that trip and this happened. So this is a mutual story, means that you are realizing each other. You are storing your consciousness in someone else, in a sense. This is what we call samyama also, in which two consciousness, they kind of intertwine. So this is the entire episode about realization. I think it will be very, very helpful for a lot of people. Because this is a very simple way of looking at the world. And it exposes all of the legal system or the scientific system, how it works and how it really works in the real life. And it relates to how manifestation happens, how you choose at time and how thoughts work and a lot of stuff. But the basic is this: you need to make things real. Like the same, I gave you example, the same lyrics example. When you write, so then I understood what is the real meaning of these words. So then I understood. When you do that to a mantra, it means that you have done mantra siddhi. Because then you understand what is the real meaning of this mantra. Or then you understand what is the real meaning of Shiva. Or then you understand why Rama was like that. So you are realizing it. You are connecting those clues to something real within you that you feel, that you can attest to. So like, yes, I feel this thing. And then I realized that Ram must have also felt this thing. Like that. Okay, so a lot of energy gone in this one. I think I passed my test. It's like something is there. Some roadblocks are there in between. Consciousness is still wobbly sometimes. But now we'll complete it only. So this is my task only. I'm going to complete the full understanding of the world. So it's the entire world is bind in one story. It's like asking any question and you have to have the answer to it. It's reaching like that kind of level. So then is hard. The hard last step. We will do it. Because now we have the power of the love. Now someone has realized me, which was not happening before. They have accepted my story and they have made my story real. Like in that Radha Krishna song they says, no? कि राधा ही कृष्ण की भावना का जो प्रूफ है वो राधा है. क्योंकि कोई किसी और ने उतना डेयर ही नहीं किया. किसी और ने उतना डेयर किया ही नहीं कि प्यार करने का. सोचने का ही नहीं कि क्या होगा आगे. सोचना ही नहीं अपने बारे में. मतलब वो सही में भगवान वाली रिलेशनशिप है यार ये. मतलब तुम जैसे भगवान पे सब छोड़ देते, जैसे द्रौपदी ने सब कृष्ण पे छोड़ दिया आखिर में, तो रिलेशनशिप तो वही है. वो बस मैनिफेस्ट डिफरेंटली हो रही है इसके अंदर, राधा कृष्ण के अंदर. That you when you completely trust someone, then there will be no fear. And if you create an environment where if there is no desire also, then you will be completely peaceful. Then you will understand what it will be like to sit with Krishna on the swing and listen to the flute. That is actually going into samadhi only. It is going into samadhi. Because you completely leave the world. Because you have no fear of your body, of your mind. You are completely safe. So you will reach samadhi like that. So you understand, like all of these are ways. And when you crack them, that is realizing them. So that's my job. My job is to crack everything now. I don't know how much time it will take. Sometimes things happen very fast also. Like suddenly you get it. Like I have realized a lot of women now. I understand what it feels like to be Sita, what it feels like to be Radha, what it feels like to be Meera, what it feels like to be Shakti, Parvati, Uma. It's amazing. This is like samyama only, no? So it's kind of you go into someone else's state of consciousness and then you see like, oh, so that's how, if I have lived your story, that's how I would have felt. It's you can do it with like tree also. Like you can put your consciousness in the tree and then you can realize like, okay, this is what being a tree feels like. Okay guys, we'll see you again. Bye bye. This episode is very important. We should all watch it. It's like simple way of putting spirituality and tying everything in it. Bye bye. Namaskaram.